All right. Welcome to the first episode, the first real episode of the Cultured Misfits podcast, a new podcast about everything in the culture. I get to talk shit. No positivity stuff, no political stuff that I have to do on the Do Not Call Me Karen podcast or on the In podcast where I'm helpful to people and inspirational, which I like doing it, but I just need an outlet where I can talk shit. And I have my two favorite people alongside me to talk shit with, and they are,
Hola, I'm Jennifer.
yeah, and
Rell.
there you go. Rell, why the hesitancy? Is there a delay?
There was no hesitancy.
Did she not like pause for
I think
dramatic?
she wanted like a drum roll or something.
Oh.
She was waiting for that.
I was just no. I was waiting for my cue.
And then you got the cue, and then you had that dramatic pause moment. So anyway, ladies, thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to do this podcast with you.
We're excited too.
How excited?
Very excited. Very, very, very.
She said that so sexy. Though. She said it so sexy.
Don't start.
No,
This is not Sinful Pleasures.
What's that?
Another podcast.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Sounds interesting.
I already know why you asked that.
Yeah, right. So anyway, today, our inaugural episode, we are going to delve into the complications of male to female relations that Jennifer, in particular, has.
Jennifer's issues, okay?
Jennifer's issues. But Rell has issues too. So we're going to try to sort these things out. So buckle up. You know, are you ready? Are you ready to share, Jen? Right. Or do I need to ask you a question to help you set you up?
No, you don't need to ask me anything. Actually, I got this. See,
Okay.
acting like I'm the issue already.
You might be. I don't know.
Listen, no, just a little bit about myself. Being 29 in 2021 has been a bit problematic, you know.
Okay, because everybody else has not had troubles in 2020.
Listen, no, everybody has valid troubles, but we're focusing on mine.
We're talking about Jenn.
We're talking about Jen a little bit.
Okay, all right, Jennifer. So let's talk about it.
Well,
What's going on?
in general, not just Jen. So I'm gonna speak for women like me.
Okay.
It's just tough. Like I've been out of the dating game for 5 years.
Okay.
So boom, just jumping right into it and seeing what I'm exposed to now. I'm like, wow, this is what it has come to.
Yeah.
Like it's completely different.
Yeah, well, 5 years, that's like 1,500 something days, 1,500 plus days. Things have happened. We've had a new president. You straddled two presidents over that course of time.
Yeah.
Right?
I think people are just mad. We're just going to say that. People are just angrier nowadays. So I hope there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's just a problematic route right now.
Yeah, well, 29 is a tough age. You're coming out of your quarter life crisis.
A quarter life crisis. There's another one.
Yeah, you have the quarter life crisis. You have your midlife crisis, and then you have the dead crisis. That's when you die, right? if you're lucky enough to have a quarter life crisis and a midlife crisis, and then make it to the end. So you have that. You also have the fact that everybody, for most of our lives, up until around the age 30, everybody's moving at the same clip. Like your friends are generally in the same grade. You guys are doing the same thing. You guys, everybody's getting their cars at the same time, around the same time. They're moving out around the same time. But once you get close to 30, now everybody's kind of moving at different paces. Some people have gotten married. Some people have had kids. Some people have gotten divorced. Some people are going to professional school, like they're getting their MBA. They're changing their careers. They're moving. So that in and of itself can be very disconcerting. Then you factor in that you getting out a 5-year relationship and now you're back in the dating pool in this horribly fucked up time to be single and date. I get it. I absolutely get it. Does that make you feel better that I got you?
Yeah, I'm glad you understand it a little bit. You know, I feel like I don't want to, but I have developed a certain, like, you know, beef with men. Like, I just don't understand a lot of their thinking nowadays. Like, it's like I have to add something to a list, like, every day. Like,
okay, what's the number one thing right now? First thing off the top of your head that you don't understand about us men?
telling the truth. That's the biggest one, is telling the truth. Another one is, when did men start body shaming women? That's another one, because it doesn't all necessarily need to be dating, but it's just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Another one would be, when did men stop protecting women? Like, it's just a lot.
When other men started shooting other men for protecting them.
Hey, listen,
I ain't going to catch no bullet for you unless you're giving up the yams like that.
When did married men begin to just start reaching out to women? I don't get it. If you're in a relationship, don't reach out to me.
Oh, that's been happening since the beginning of time.
But now it's like the thing to do. People glorify the sneaky, like their sneaky link, you know? So it's just like, when did we start being okay with stuff like that? That you're promoting cheating. When did that become a trend? It doesn't even have an answer because it's ridiculous.
No, actually, I do have an answer. People have always lied. They've always cheated. The difference was it was in the dark. It was very private. There was a level of respect that happened to it. I mean,
listen, and that was going to be my next point. Not that I condone cheating at all, because I do not. I don't like people that are not truthful. But I'm saying there used to be certain rules to cheating.
Right.
And I just think they have forgotten about them. It's, if you're going to, not that you should not, but there used to be.
Cheating is wrong.
Cheating is wrong. There used to be like a discretion. Like, they used to value like the woman in their home, you know? And it's just like, all that is out the window. So now I'm just left, like, I'm left in the era that I thought it was, but in a new time zone. So I think I'm lost, or maybe I need help understanding men. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think you have to reshape your expectations to a certain extent.
Instead of saying the word lower.
No, it's not lowering. It's adjusting, right? So, like, all right. So the cheating thing, people have cheated since marriage was invented, right? People have cheated. It's well documented in history. The difference is that in 2021, there's no shame that goes along with people who cheated the way that it was before, where there was embarrassment and you were ostracized, and like, it happens and everybody's like, oh, well, you know, that's messed up, and you move on. So that's why people are less willing to hide it, because what are the consequences of them getting caught cheating 20 years ago versus now? 20 years ago, you might lose some friends. This community will look at you crazy. Now it's like there's really no consequences other than that you hurt the person you supposedly love.
It's like it's expected now. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like,
there you go, putting extra hot sauce on it. It's expected. No,
that's what it sounds like. It's just like that's crazy to me. I think men have lost a sense of what a real woman is compared to what they tried to label as us. Because now they try to tell us, oh, like, city girls and you're red. You know, guys don't know how to tell the difference.
So what you're trying to say, but you're also leaving out the fact that it's not just men who cheat.
Well, it's my beef for men. I'm not talking about the other way around, because I don't cheat. So I'm speaking for myself. I don't cheat.
I don't cheat
so
either.
Why would I address cheating women? I'm addressing cheated men because I've been cheated on. Hello.
Well, okay, you got that. I would give you that. But what I'm saying is cheating is a societal issue. It's not. That's one of the issues that I would just put squarely on the shoulders of men because people cheat. That's just the environment that we're in. Like and there's really no solution to that other than you just need to pick well and just
and pray for luck. Like it's crazy.
She said, "Pray for luck."
It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Rell.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any tips for like cheating because I feel like like I don't know. I feel like even if you can say like you can have like a great relationship and you can have communication in your relationship, but temptation can creep in for anybody. So
yeah,
like I believe like a lot of things build up to cheating. I just don't think that you just fall into something, but
and let's clarify, when somebody cheats, it's about that person who cheated,
not the person they cheated on.
Not the person they cheated on.
I agree. I just from a personally, I think the institution of marriage is kind of dumb.
Okay.
Just because historically, the reason for it was a business transaction. It was never about God or anything like that. They just put God into it to try to make it a better situation. But at one point in time, women couldn't work. They couldn't own property. They had to be taken care of. And really the only people that got married were kings and rich people, wealthy people. And they did that to protect their assets. And then poor people decided to get in on the game. And of course, yeah, I know she's laughing, but it's true. And then what happens is that if you live in a small village and there's only 30, 40 people, then yeah, it's easy to be faithful, right? Because there's not that many choices. You don't have that many decisions. You piss the wrong person off, you're not going to be able to live in the village. But now we live in cities with hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, depending upon where you live. You have social media. You have access to so many different people at any given time, and they're just fingertips away. So yeah, the idea of people saying that they're going to spend their life together from a young age, when people first started getting married, the life expectancy was 35 years. So if you get together with somebody at 12, 13, you only got 10, 13 years together, and then you croak and you move on. Now our average life expectancy is minimum 85, So to say that you're going to stay with the same person for that long, right? Which means that every 10 years, when we all naturally evolve into new people. So that means you and your spouse have to evolve every 10 years at kind of around the same rate to keep that thing going. That's a big ask, which is why people cheat.
You know what?
Silence. I love
because
that silence.
I don't know. Some people believe that we weren't meant to be in monogamous relationships.
No, you take an anthropology course and you learn that real quick.
So they said we're one of the 5 species that only has sex for fun. That has sex for fun. Yeah, we do it to reproduce, but sometimes we just have sex for fun. So that's why I guess it's common. But my issue with that is, you want to have multiple women? Okay, that's fine. But let it be known. It's a lying to me. Let me have the option of choosing to engage in.
That's fair. That's fair. That's called ethical ethical
if
non-monogamy.
I ask you, are you in a relationship? And you are in a relationship, say that. But don't be like, oh, I told you half the truth. Because let's say if I say, are you in a relationship? And you say, no, it's factual. You are not in a relationship. But it's kind of like the little truth to that. Because then you're like, no, but I actually date 5 women, But you didn't tell me that part just to tell me that you told me the truth. No, I shouldn't have to ask you. Just be like, you know what, Jen? Just be upfront. Just be like, I'm just dating. We're just, having fun. Let me know where that stands at. That's it.
Okay.
Don't lead me on. Don't lie to me. We're not going to do that.
So how about
a lot of people can't handle the truth.
I can handle a lot, and the truth is one. Okay.
It's always a little
or they have a girlfriend, they want to date other people. The girlfriend's maybe not open to a poly relationship. So they lie and they cheat.
People are greedy. They're really greedy and they are really self-serving. So it just means that you have to be better about who you spend your time with, or who you select. And
Do
pay
men
attention.
understand that there's a bajillion women out there? You don't need to lie to one. Just tell her the truth. If it doesn't work out, there's another one.
Yeah, but that's on the premise if the dude has game. Like if he has the ability to like actually get, like, it takes a lot of, it's not easy to talk to women, like to connect with women like that. Yeah, there's a lot of y'all out there, but there's also a lot of thirst spots out there, these dudes that
It's very easy to connect with women.
not for all of us. Not for all of us.
Well, the gates have been open to other methods of communicating also. So it's just not like if you're shy in person. Okay, well now use social media. DM her. That's all an excuse. Oh, no, not to talk to women. What?
Rell, do you hear
makes
her?
No sense.
Do you hear her? Just hit her up in
I
the
don't know, because
DM.
I'm a shy person. I would never. No, I don't know. I guess men can be shy too.
Thank you, Rell. Yes.
Rell, whose side are you on?
I'm just saying. Me personally, like, I'm not the type of person to go, like, I wouldn't approach a man, me personally. So I know that there's men who would never approach me. So maybe I'm, missing out on Mr. Right. But
you are.
Yeah,
you are.
Vice versa.
She's single, fellas. If you're not listening to this, we are on YouTube.
But
I
also don't want a man.
Oh gosh, here we go.
But I also don't want a man who wouldn't approach me. Like, I want someone with that personality.
Well, here's something that you guys aren't putting in the equation. And because Jen, you're not on Instagram, like your Facebook, do you get hit in your DMs a lot in your Facebook? You get a lot of messages from a lot of thirst thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're listening, Jennifer, and Rell, both very attractive women, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. You're welcome. I wouldn't be surprised that you don't at least get at least one inbox a day, at least one, where somebody's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Right?
But that's not a thirst trap to me. Just saying, "Hey, how are you?"
That's the beginning of a thirst thought behavior, right? You know. But my point is that you're not really heavy on your social media and you're getting multiple hits a day from just random guys that are just like hitting you up. If you're a female who's like really engaged in social media, your inbox is going to be so inundated with guys reaching out and comments and whatnot that it just all starts to blend together and you don't even pay attention to it. So as a dude, I can't DM somebody. I've DM'd women that never responded, and then I ran into them in person, and they were like, "Well, hit me up." I'm like, "Bro, I did, right? I did." And then they go through and they scroll through their thing.
I say the way my messages are set up.
Right. So it's just not as simple as you make it out to be. And then on top of that, we have to compete with people like Little Uzi Vert, who will, buy furniture for their.
You don't have to do nothing.
Well, I mean, depending upon the
because not all women want that. That's what I'm saying. That's when I said they're good women. They're treating us as if we're these type of women that require that. I don't need all that.
You don't need all that, but what if the
good women don't need that?
Okay, good women don't need that, but on the journey to finding the good women, huh?
No, I don't know. Those are good women too.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I'm saying girls that are not labeled as whatever the new trend is, like to call them hot girls.
They're gonna come for Jennifer.
But that's what I'm saying. In general, women don't need that. We honestly
nobody needs that.
We require money can't buy. So
I know, but what I'm saying is that a lot of women that at least I've come across, they put a financial requirement in front of as the first hurdle into getting closer to them.
But what type of woman is that? She's not. She's not seeking for something genuine. I think that's just
historically, like even what you said earlier, B. Like that's what marriage or relationships are for. It's to for women to stabilize themselves in the world.
Right.
So culture and history already, that's the whole point of us. A man is supposed to be a provider. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for safety, protection.
All of that,
But then
yes,
you have some women who are just over the top with it, who are requiring,
yes.
like you were saying, Lil Uzi giving her
30 grand.
3,000. Was it 30?
30,000. It
30
was
grand.
30 grand.
A
Whatever
little
could
thing.
fit in her. Look at that. See,
Just
In
a
her little
little
just
Chanel
thing,
made
girl.
you a little moist, didn't it? You thought of that. It's just a little
So
moisture
all
down
of
there.
that is nice, but how many men out there can give, like,
I
what are my chances of finding a man that can give me $30,000 in my little purse,
Well, you hang out
my
at the
little
right spot,
Chanel
you can
purse?
find that. But my point is that like, okay, so a lot of a lot of women that I've come across on like dating websites, they'll have like their Cash App in their profile, and they're like, Cash App me, which is basically you send them money, and then okay, I'll entertain some
So
conversation with you.
Right, but so do you understand that that's that type of woman? It's
I
not all. If I
I
don't have my Cash App on there,
I know, but what my point is that as somebody who has navigated those waters, that eventually you realize like, okay, that's not everybody, but if you see it enough, you realize that is something that you might have to potentially contend with, and it's problematic. It's very problematic, because what that means, like, once you put financial requirements in front of who you're gonna allow to be around you, like, you're cheating everybody out of an organic relationship, because you're so focused on the money and the experience of going to nice restaurants and trips and things like that. Those are distractions that
yeah.
you don't get to know the real person, because you're so distracted by the atmosphere or the excitement of the trip. um, and so you just really does a disservice to everybody. But there's guys out there that, even though they don't have the money, they will find a way to to give women whatever they think they have to give in order to get into the door. And so then that sets the expectation, like, okay, well, I'm an attractive woman. The last two guys hooked me up with, they paid for this and that and the other. Now that is my expectation. Just like the same way you like somebody held the door for you, you like, oh, I like when guys open the door for me. So that's something that you're looking for in your potential mate. These women are like, oh, he gave me $30,000, but that's
All
now
right.
part
Well,
of
those
what.
men approach them women like that. Don't approach me like that. I don't. That's you guys don't know how to tell the difference. That's what I'm convinced. I You don't know what's like. You think that you see a beautiful girl and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta throw money at her. No, this is the PSA. Do not do that. My
Virginia,
biggest pet peeve
you know what?
is when men flush their money at me.
You got
I
some women.
hate
You have
that.
some women right now that are like, girl, shut up, shut up.
Well, no, it's because I'm genuine. Like, yeah, but it's crazy. This is what I think. I think money speaks for itself. So if you just cut me off.
Keep going.
Oh, you don't need to talk about how much money you have if you really do have money. So you don't need to have conversations with me because guys have done this.
Yep.
First dates, they start talking about their money, and I'm like, I don't care. That, like, okay, yeah. Are you giving me some? Like, if not, there's no that you don't need to have a conversation about it. But I think they do it to impress me. But it goes to saying less is more. You don't have to say all that. You don't have to fabricate.
Well, Jennifer, you a gosh darn unicorn. How about that?
No,
Yeah.
there is a lot of us out here. There is.
I I know. I'm just saying. I'm
We
just
just
giving you
don't look like
unicorn
Fashion
status.
Nova models. That's the
Oh,
issue.
look at this. Look at this.
Maybe if we
just
look
took it
like
there.
one.
We took it
Well,
there.
well, if that's the type of women they're looking for, that's what the price they have to pay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the cost of admission. If that's the cost of admission, it's the cost of admission. But it really does. How women in general treat, and respond to men dictates how men then approach women. So, like, and I'm not talking about the cheating and the lying thing. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just talking about the overall approach. If you're in an environment and you see that nine, let's say 7 out of 10 people, this particular approach works, then you're going to adopt that approach and apply it to everybody, unless you get uncontrovertible evidence that that's not going to work. So, you being an attractive woman, they're going to assume that, okay, You got a lot of guys coming at you. Your DMs are blowing up. I only get one shot to make this good first impression and make this work. I know that most people are impressed with money and opulence and wealth. So I'm going to throw all of that at you because I don't want to run the risk of using just my personality and then boring you and blowing it. It's a better gamble. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can say that's a better gamble to take.
But they need to stop that thinking. And that's me saying that. There's so many, like, they need to stop that thinking. No. If my Cash App is not in my bio, I am not that one. Don't do that. Don't do it.
And that's why I like meeting people in person and dating like people that I meet in person versus online, because it's so much easier to tell the type of person a person is when you meet them in person. But obviously, because of the pandemic, a lot of people are doing online dating because we've been quarantined and all that. But
then you've been catfished. I prefer in-person dating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord, what else what else is problematic for you, Jenner? Oh no, Rell.
More on the lighter
No, it's enough of you. Enough of you, Rell. Rell, what issues do you have with the menses? What's going on?
So someone that I'm talking to, you guys know I love to travel. So this guy, he's not into, I won't say that he's not into traveling, but like his destinations that he would like to go to don't align with mine. So he doesn't like beach destinations and things like that. And because he can't swim. But I love water activities, so I don't know how it's gonna work out. But he's a good guy. Like everything else lines up. It's just that I feel like travel for me is such a huge part of my life. Like,
because where are you at?
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in Miami right now.
No, you're in South Beach. Let's drill that down. South Beach. South Beach.
Yes.
Oh.
So I can go out and swim. So I'm here. So like, for example, if he came to visit me here, I go out and I swim every single day. That's why I came here. So I could swim every day. What's he gonna do? Sit on the beach every day?
And watch you swim, girl. Let him watch you swim.
That's boring.
Yeah. Let him watch you stroke. Go ahead.
Listen, Rell.
Yeah.
Rell.
But if that's like top 3 things of Rell's life.
This is such an easy problem to have. It's an easy problem.
Well, I'm gonna teach him to swim.
No, you're gonna go. You're gonna get him. You're gonna go on Groupon, and you're gonna find swimming lessons, and you're gonna get him a Groupon. You're gonna Groupon him swimming lessons, okay? Because the Earth is 70% water.
He's a grown man. I have to find him swimming lessons.
No, but he's a grown man. Yes, he's a grown man who hasn't taken swimming lessons up until now. So you being a solid citizen and person and supportive person in his life, you find him some swimming lessons because you're showing that, hey, I want to make this work and this is a point of contention for me. And so maybe if you took swimming lessons, we can even do it together, then it would help you so that we could travel together to mutually enjoyable places.
Okay.
And if he says no, then you can say, no, this is not looking good for us. You're not being flexible. You're not being flexible.
Or I could just find me a man that can swim. Right.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
That sounds so much easier.
But does he fly?
Just kidding.
Does he like to fly?
He does fly. He does.
That's big.
And he flies for work.
Flies domestically?
She said that's so bougie.
Pretty much.
No, but I'm saying
he travels other way. He travels other places, just like where we would like to travel don't align. Like,
and
he doesn't want to go to like
going to an island.
I mean, I'm sure he would, but it's like that's not on the top of his list because he doesn't like water things or water sports are not his. Like, he can't. I don't know.
Oh man.
So it's not his priority. So like if I said like, okay, my top places that I want to travel within the next year, like I want to go to Japan, Maldives, and the Philippines. He's gonna say, I want to go to Colorado, Aspen, and where
That's what I was
somewhere
thinking.
dry, in
He's a woods guy.
Morocco.
Oh
He's a
man.
woods and mountain.
Yeah,
He's a woods and mountain guy. Okay, but here's the thing,
yeah.
right? The same way you could
Hmm.
turn him on to some things that he didn't even know he liked, he can turn you on to some things that you never liked because, there's the, hey, Aspen, log cabin, snow, hot tub outside, sexy, sexy, sexy. Um, there, there's relationships require work, and you're melding into each other's lives, right? So
Hmm.
there's nothing more boring than being with someone that you're so in tune that you're not exposing each other to new experiences and new things. So
That's true.
yeah, so you might be the person that gets him to learn how to learn all right, I'm going to learn how to swim, and he might end up really liking swimming. He may not. He may have
Not
had a
as a grown
traumatic.
adult. He's like,
No, he might.
I
But
live my whole life.
he might have had a traumatic
Right.
experience though. He might have almost drowned, or like I have a friend who they lost a sibling at the beach. They drowned, so
Wow.
she doesn't fuck with water. Like she'll go to the beach. She's not getting into the water because she's had this experience. Um, in
Hmm.
terms of just turning people on to things, my sister's ex-husband didn't travel. He never went on a vacation. She put her foot down and was like, "We're going on a vacation." They went to Aruba, and then after that, he goes on vacation every year. Bought a timeshare. He's going on vacation. So, you have to that like relationships require work, and as long as both people are willing to adjust or at least give
Hmm.
things a chance, it's a good situation. So ask him about taking swimming lessons. See what's up. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, I
I've
took it
never
there.
heard that.
Yeah, makes sense though, right?
No.
Yes, I had to pull that out the old school bag.
Real old
No,
school.
the old school bag. Speaking of traveling though, with Rel, don't you have a
Hmm.
feature? You have a feature for this show, right?
Yeah. So
It's
this segment is called Catch Flights, Not Feelings.
None.
whoa, whoa. And what are we doing with this feature? What is the purpose? What will our listeners get out of this particular feature?
Yeah. So we're just going to talk about different travel tips to allow our cultured misfits to get out and explore the world.
Right.
And be outside for 2021. Because his world is
Yeah.
opening up soon.
Yes, outside is working out.
Right.
All right. So for this,
So today,
yes,
hmm
this episode, what do you putting them? What game are you putting them on to?
yeah. So today we're going to talk about the best ways to find flights. So
Okay.
there are a lot of ways to find the best flights, and I like to use Google Flights. And when you use Google Flights, you can enter specific dates, or you can use the option for flexible dates to find um, the best flights to different destinations. So if you say you want to go to Puerto Rico, you can enter the airport, your home airport, enter the destination, which would be Puerto Rico, and then you can filter for specific dates or flexible dates, and then it will list out the best prices for each of the flights.
Nice.
So I like to use that also because you can leave um, the destination blank in their explore feature, and you can select whether you want a weekend trip, a week trip, or a 2 week time trip. And then it will give you a list of different destinations and the best price for flights to each of those destinations. So definitely a
Nice.
great tool to use.
That's actually pretty good. I like that. I have to set some stuff up. So
And also keep in mind that certain days during the week, flights are cheaper.
yes, they
Like
are
Tuesdays
Tuesday nights.
in the middle of the night
Yep.
when you're up.
Mm-hmm.
Watching.
Listen, I don't know what y'all do in the middle of the night. I'll be asleep.
See, it's a goddamn lie.
But yeah.
She's a liar.
Allegedly, no, we're not on Pornhub. Like, you know.
Well, XNXX is a better website to me
What's
anyway.
that?
XNXX.com.
I've never seen that before.
No?
No, not at
You're
all.
missing out. You're missing out. I promise you're missing out. Anyway, Rell, thank you for that wonderful advice. Let me clap it up for you again. That's good.
Oh, and also, make sure that you search in incognito mode
In private mode.
or private mode.
Why is that?
Because it won't share your last visited sites or your searches with that search engine that you're using to look for flights. And it will keep your flights low instead of increasing them because they know your search history.
Okay. Private mode. Private mode when you're searching for flights on Google Flights. So it's google.com/flights. Is that what the URL is? And when you're on Pornhub or XNXX or any of your favorite adult providers, private
Anytime
browsing.
you're booking anything, always use private browsing.
There you go. There you go. That's good. That's great advice.
That's very great advice. Thank you for that.
Oh, man. So, Jennifer, what are we drinking this weekend? Because you have what's the name of your segment?
Just, we're going to do Jenn blends or something.
Generic ass shit.
Rell said, "Oh,
it's so generic." All right. So what are we drinking this weekend though? What should our culture misfits? What should they be picking up?
Listen,
they're drinking this weekend.
I'm not a really big drinker, but I could definitely do a red wine. You know, everybody wants a sweet wine. Nobody likes it. Like people who don't know how to drink. They go with what is popular or like a Moscato, just sweet stuff. Me, no. A dry red will get you right on point.
Lord, she sounds like she wants some moonshine.
On point. Listen to me. Okay, it does. So you get a dry wine, which is like a Merlot or a Cabernet. Doesn't matter the type. Doesn't matter. And you get some cranberry juice.
Okay.
And you cut up some fresh fruit, berries. And I also say pineapple, all fresh fruit. And you chop it up, put the juice of the pineapple in there too. From the pineapple.
From the pineapple. How do you pick a good pineapple?
Listen.
What's the process?
Well, first you have to look at it.
Okay.
You want like a golden color, you know, a green golden, you know, and then like the tenderness of it. You get on my nerves.
Tender, but where does it? Because pineapples are hard. Where is the tender?
At the bottom. So you stick your finger and you just, you know, feel for the tender
thumb?
spot. Yeah, your thumb.
All right, so that gets you a juicy.
Yeah, that gets you a nice, tender, juicy pineapple, and then to just top it off, you add some cognac to it. My preference is Hennessy, but whatever cognac you're drinking. Put that over ice, mix it so it's really cold. I usually have your ingredients cold. I put everything in the freezer before I make it.
Okay.
That way when you're making it, you know the ice doesn't melt because the liquor will water down the.
You're right. And you know what? Target does have, they do sell really good frozen fruit bags. Like with all that.
No.
No?
You need fresh fruit. Everything
What
fresh.
about for the poor people?
Farmer's market. Find you one.
Yeah, but if you use the frozen fruit, it's not going to give you the same flavor.
It's not. You want the juiciness.
Look, I'm just trying to
You want
help.
the real stuff. You know, I don't know what they put in those bags. Whatever.
It's fruit.
Yeah, with added what? Listen, you want everything fresh. It tastes better like that. And me being bougie, don't give me if you can't drink my drinks, then don't drink my drinks.
See, this is why dudes be lying to you. They already
no.
It's
I like no.
Earlier,
they lie.
I'm not that type of girl.
Right.
Listen, no, because no, I said I want the real stuff, the truth. Don't give me no lies. So you can't bullshit my fruit.
No, clearly.
Because then if you bullshit my fruit, then what else are you gonna bullshit?
Lord. Okay.
Okay.
So all right. So this is a Merlot. This is a Merlot or Cabernet. This is
cranberry juice.
Real cranberry juice. Don't be coming up with that ocean spray.
Just make sure it says 100% juice. Listen, we still have to take care of our bodies, okay?
Right. And then we have berries.
Berries.
Right.
And pineapple.
And a pineapple, which it should be green. It should be golden yellow and
tender.
tender.
Like
Use
soft.
your thumb.
And add the pineapple juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it needs. Make sure you use your thumb on this bottom to press. If it's soft, it's ready. Okay, and then a cognac, like a Hennessy. What other
That's
brands?
You could do Douce or Remy Martin.
Yeah. Okay.
But make sure it's cold. So good.
And what are we gonna call this drink? What's it called?
I don't have a name for it, but the Cultured Misfits.
The Cultured Misfit.
Because you have half bougie, I guess, with the wine because it's dry, and then half a little ratchet because of the cognac, and it's a great mixture. Listen, why are you laughing?
Because you're doing so well explaining this.
What?
You're doing. I'm proud of you. It's good. Oh, then clap it up.
Sorry for the pronunciation for things. I'm Puerto Rican, so.
Oh yeah, I thought she was Mexican.
No, I'm not.
I was wondering why he's always going to Puerto Rico. I'm like, what's the Mexican going to Puerto Rico all the time?
He's so jealous. Sitting here right in his little room, jealous because he's not there.
Yo, I'm up here making magic for the people. I'm producing content for the world to make the world a better place. Okay, so you don't ever invite me down. You just be going on these trips. It's kind of fucked up.
Catching flights.
Right.
You know what they say? I catch flights to change the forecast. Okay, if it's too cold here and I need some sun to brighten up my mood, I'm gonna go and book a flight.
What does that have to do, Rell? What does that have to do with no invite?
Because you don't need an invite. You could just pick up and go. Also, I don't have dates that I go. If I feel like leaving, I'm gonna leave.
And you see how stank she was about that, Rell? You see how stank?
No, because he's my friend, so my friends don't need
I can't say anything.
But right. I mean, how do I know that you're going to? You're just in Puerto Rico. It's just I look on the social media and you're just there. I'm like, okay, wow. So how do I know? Is this by just like a telepathy? It's gotta just.
You're like, I sense if I've been a couple weeks in the same state. Check in with me, but like Jenn, anything. Listen, I'm getting the itch to leave. It's gonna happen.
That's such a trash explanation. Anyway, thank you. That was But what I'll do is I'll put the information in the description of the podcast for the Cultured Misfit drink recipe from Jenn and the Google flights from Rell. So, we're just trying to make your lives a little bit better, right? Infuse a little culture. If you're like me, who's kind of like out of the scene, I'll be missing out on stuff. I'm all late. By the time I find out something's a thing, it's no longer a thing. It sucks. What you gonna say, Jenn?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I don't know how you're out of the loop when you're on social media. So
I am. You're right, but I'm still that's just a virtual in the loop. It's not a like real. Like even still, like you still have to be plugged in. You can be on social media and following old shit, right?
I guess so.
Oh, gosh. Rell, so
yeah,
we're gonna need an update on what you and your tasty dude, your tasty guy. I really I want this to work for you. I don't know why. But I want you to get this guy to learn how to swim.
I think he wanted to work more than I do, but
only to
I'll
prove him right. That's why.
No, I wanted to.
He wanted to work to be like, see, I told you.
I just want black people to know how to swim. Damn it, that's really what it just comes down to. I
agree.
That's problematic. People not knowing how to swim when the planet is 70% water. Like literally, it's the most abundant resource we have.
It's history.
Yeah, I know.
There's layers to it.
I know. Jennifer, I don't know what I want for you because I'm still trying to figure you out.
I'm trying to. I don't know what I want either. Listen, right now I'm finding out who I am more and more. I really thought I knew who I was. So, but now I'm put in a predicament where I feel like my mind and who I am is probably like back 5 years ago, but I'm still trying to adapt. So I don't put it all on men. I, I've done some self evaluation and be like, all right, where do I need to improve and stuff? But it's just things like that. You could improve on stuff, but there's some things that should never leave. Like honesty, like it's so big for me. I don't. Why do y'all lie? Do you know that when you tell one lie, you're gonna have to tell another lie to cover that lie up? Then you're like 10 lies down there. And me being Puerto Rican and I pay attention to everything,
Gosh.
I remember the first lie.
Oh my God. No, I don't think it's because you're Puerto Rican. I think it's because you might be petty.
And that's petty for me to remember all the lies you told me. No.
No, it's not petty. It's just like you remember what they told you.
Like,
No, I'm playing. No, I'm joking. She's not petty. She's not petty.
That's the stuff men be saying.
And you know, it's crazy. I'm a very understanding person. If you know me, I understand you. I'm like, okay, that's why you did that. But you have to communicate that stuff with me. Let me know things. That's it. I don't date young guys. So the guys that I date are around the same age where it's inexcusable now. It's like, all right, you know right from wrong. You know what's a lie, what's the truth. If I ask you for the truth, tell me the truth. And don't, you lying to me is only going to make it worse. You know what impresses me is when people tell the truth. That's what gets me wet. Tell the truth, and that's it. Okay.
That's good.
Tell the truth, get her wet.
Hey,
okay.
That's it. You don't have to lie to me. You don't have to lie to kick it. Just tell the truth.
So how about, would it be an option for you just before you have that conversation? Actually, I don't even know how you would pose that. I don't know. Like, so I don't even ask that question anymore. Like, are you seeing anybody? I just assume that if we're hanging out, like if I invite you out and you hang out, then that person.
And don't get me wrong, you don't need to be exclusive to me if we're just dating.
I know. I get that part, but I'm just saying, like just in the realm of communication, like.
It's not even that. I just be like, all right, well, little things. I'm like, oh, you talking to somebody else? And they say yay or nay. It's an easy yes or no.
But then you're out the door, right?
No, not necessarily, because if I'm only dating, if I'm just dating you, we're just seeing, developing a friendship, because I think that's what you develop first.
That's more important. Yeah, this is the most important thing.
It's not I'm done talking to you. It's okay, you were honest with me. Now I know that we're not being exclusive, that, it's a possibility that you have other options, and that's fine. But don't lie about it. See, I'm open, so I have an understanding. If we're just dating, that's all we're doing until something else develops. But don't lie about it. So don't have a girlfriend.
Give you the opportunity to make your decision.
Let me make that decision. Don't be selfish with me.
I agree with that 1,000%. So fellers, Jennifer and Rell are single, and they just put the blueprints out there for you to shoot you a shot.
That's it,
So
I tell you, dating it is, oh my God, the little things that I've encountered, it's just, I don't know.
Rell,
I'm just lost.
There's nothing to be lost about. I think you need to just shift your expectations a little bit.
To what? My expectation is for somebody to tell me the truth. Where do I shift it from there?
All right, you're right.
Rell?
That's fair. You don't need her cosign. Well, so how about? No, there is no how about. Yeah, people lie. So you're gonna have to do better with your selection process. Yeah. You're gonna have to start really paying attention to the little red flags that a lot of us love to ignore, because we're just so bent on getting what we want. Like, for example, I wouldn't deal with somebody that I would have to ask that question. Like, are you seeing someone else? We've been out on a couple of dates and you keep checking your phone. You just got to be home. You got to be home by 9:00. What's going on? That for me, that's all I need. Those behaviors. There's certain behaviors that come with someone that are in a relationship. So it's like, all right, I'm just not going to fuck with you. I'm not even going to have to ask you the question. I'm not even going to put myself in a position for you to lie to me. So you seem to be like you got other responsibilities, so I'm just going to leave you alone. Yeah, see.
I agree.
See. Oh, you put a dagger through Jennifer's heart. You know she don't like you agreeing with me.
It's the truth. I know she'll agree with that. And then what she said earlier, I think that it's important that you build a friendship with the person and you get to know them that way.
This guy that I just went on one date with. One date, that's it. Literally the next day, he texts me and he was just like, well, where is this leading to? And I'm like, all right, well, relax. And so I don't mean by that. He wanted a wife yesterday, and here I am becoming single last year. So I'm still trying to figure things out where I want to be, like, and things like, I was just like, whoa. So I was just like, no. So I just didn't respond back to him because I was just like, I don't have an answer for you. So I didn't, and I don't mean that. I don't need to know all that. Like,
well, you know what? You could have responded with like, slow down, buddy. Like
I said, well, I told him, I said, later on, because the conversation came up. He randomly texted me, and I was just like, well, sometimes just relax. Let's just take it slow. You don't need to be on 100. Like, you don't.
Yeah, you should stay away from him.
Or, like, know who your audience is. Know that, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
But the only way you can know who your audience is you have to get to know them
first. So they don't get to know who the woman is before they approach her. They just see the looks. They like what they look like.
Well, to be fair, we all base our initial, like, we make our first decision as to whether we're going to engage somebody based on what we see. So it's not fair to just put that on men. Like, y'all aren't attracted to what everybody's attracted to different stuff. So,
and that's why I'm a misfit, because I don't go by looks.
And maybe that's why you're having the problems you having. Damn it.
Yes, you do. I had someone ask me the question. So they were like, "Oh, you know, what are you attracted to?" I don't remember the question is. I was like, "I don't know. You know, I want somebody." I was giving like bullshit answers, but like with a personality, blah blah blah. And they're like, "No, like physically." And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, you do know. If a guy who was 5'3" came up to you and 400 pounds try to ask you out for a date, would you go out with him? And I'm like, okay, no. So you do know what you want, and you know what you're attracted to physically.
Rell dropping gems of truth and honesty, and Jenn is just like, shut up.
No, because I'm just like, I was thinking the same way she is, but someone enlightened me, and
we all are driven on a very carnal, physical level. It might not mean everything. So for a woman, women may be more forgiving about a man's appearance, but generally you still like what you like. You're turned on by what you're turned on to, and you have a very short window of time, like. To fall in love with somebody because of who they are as a person, that takes a lot of time, right? That takes a situation like a coworker, like you work with somebody, and then over time, you might think they look like somebody beat them with an ugly stick, but then as you get to know them,
proximity,
yeah, and then as you get to know them, you get used to how they look. And then you're able to focus in on who they are as a person. And it works that way with somebody who's attractive. Like, you can be with somebody who's attractive, and then after you get over them being beautiful or handsome, whatever your thing is, and you start to get to know them as a person, you realize they're a piece of shit. Now, all of a sudden, they're not as attractive as they were when you first saw them. So, yeah, look at that smiling like, shut up.
It might be making a little sense.
It's just, no, we all like what we like. We all like what we like. And we all will get tired of the person we're looking across the table at if we're in a relationship for a long period of time. Not saying we won't love them, but you know, how they look to you dolls, which is, I think, kind of a good thing, because you can focus on
so sad.
No, well,
there's a man for me out there, I know.
Oh, there's men for you out there. There's 8 billion people on this planet. If
God's gonna give me one. Is perfect to whatever.
I'm just saying, like, there's one perfect model for you, right? There's a version of human for you, and there's of a type, but there's several copies of it because there's 8 billion people on the planet. So,
well, I just want to tell my fellow women out there, be true to yourself, be who you are. You don't need to look like these girls on Instagram that are fake. You are perfect the way you are.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
And you fellas, you thirst thoughts out there, yo, stop spending money on these chicks. Just stop.
We're not going to tell the men this. No, we're not.
No. We're going to stop because you want to know what? I was thinking about like how it was when I was young and really just getting started and didn't have a lot of money for nothing, and how much fun I had on my dates and with my friends when we had to be creative. Like,
I appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah, like going to Fridays, like, which is a big deal to have, like, oh, we'll go to Fridays, and how much fun that was. Yo, you try to, like, we'll go on a date, let's go to Fridays.
Now it's like something corny to do because it's not like a steakhouse and stuff like
right.
that. Not all of us think like that, guys. I promise.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm just kind of just reminiscing, like, actually, I lost track of my point, but now I'm back on it. When you go to nice places, it's distracting, right? Mm-hmm. People get lost in the experience of the nice restaurant, the ambiance, and you spend more time focusing on that and less time focusing on the person that you're there with. And so unless they're an incredibly aggressive creep, you're not going to pick up on it. You're going to waste time. You could waste time. So, ladies, don't let these dudes hoodwink you by taking you to nice restaurants, because you're not going to see who they really are, because you're going to be distracted by going to beautiful steakhouse. What's that? Del Frisco's, or what's some other ones? I don't even know. I don't even entertain that no more.
I don't, because I don't care for it.
Life hack. Fellas, you ask a girl, don't ask her where she wants to go eat.
Plan something.
No, you ask them what kind of food they like. Like, hey, do you like Italian? Do you like Latin? Do you like Indonesian? Do you like fusion? Do you like, and then you pick the restaurant that fits your wage, your socioeconomic level. Because I learned the hard way.
I like that better.
That's a good point.
Because I hate when guys ask me, like, oh, where do you want to eat? Like, that's like, everyone has that question. Like, oh, where do you want to go eat? I'd rather for a man ask me,
that's sexy.
What do you like?
Sexy. And then for him to actually pick something out. That's
I like
a good
that.
point. Good. That's good
a
advice.
Life hack, right? Let me clap that up. Yeah, seriously. No, I got burned one summer, 3 dates, 2 different women within like 3 weeks, and it cost me close to $500, and I ain't getting no yams, nothing.
No yams, and you spent $500.
Not even a kiss on the cheek. And I learned, and every time. I mean, look, and it's
so
not even about
expected?
that. No, it wasn't expected, but I'm just saying that, like, I felt like it was kind of fucked up because
you spend all that money and didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go anywhere. Thank you, Rell. It just didn't go anywhere, and it's like you just used me for things. You should. But I learned.
No, just because extravagant dates does not mean you'll get the yams. But go ahead.
No, you're right. I'm just saying, but I also feel like if there's no potential there, like, you kind of know, like, you can go on a date with somebody and be like, you know what, I don't really think it's going to go anywhere, but, let me give it a shot. Like, but to be like, oh, let's go to these Steven Starr restaurants and, they know I wasn't built like that financially, but I mean, I kind of was. But the point is that I made the mistake of being like, where do you want to go? And they popped off with the right, and I'm like, okay, and it's just foul. So that was 3 dates, $500. Oh God,
and no booty,
none,
no nothing. He didn't even get to slap an
ass.
No
yams, like
he could have went to the strip club and threw it at the strippers and got more action.
Yo, right. Yo, $500. I go to the right strip club, I get all the action.
You're gonna get the back room, VIP room status, okay, for $500. Not that I know, but I'm just saying.
She knows. She knows. She knows. She knows. So yeah. So ask them the type of food they like, and then you pick the restaurant that fits your financial means. Act your wage. Act your wage. And ladies, be kind to us, because it does. It adds up, and it shouldn't be like, oh, okay, I spent all this money, I'm expecting whatnot. But to your point, like you said, I could have taken that same money and got what I wanted. Actually, less money, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh man,
I know.
We're gonna get it right. This is a collaborative effort of trying to get it right.
Yes.
More on the man need to get it right, because I'm perfect. So.
Shit, here we go.
I second that.
I bet you did. All right, we're gonna get out of here. This has been a fun episode. We didn't really come to any conclusions, but that's okay, because it's just our first episode. We're just having fun with it, and hopefully you guys have gotten a feel for who we are. I will give you my social media. Don't expect for everybody on this podcast to give you their social media, because some of us are funny acting. But it's all good. You can follow me at djsilk. That's at djsilk, SILK, on all social medias. But I prefer Instagram. What about you, Jennifer?
Well, I am on Twitter. Jenn with 2 N's, amazing _. I'm new to Twitter, y'all, so you should see me on there tweeting like, hey, y'all, what does this mean? And that's stuff that I tweet. I'm still new. I don't have an Instagram, but I'm on Twitter because I love to talk shit.
She loves to talk. And Clubhouse, right? You got your Clubhouse.
Oh, I do have I'm under the same name under Clubhouse too, Jenn Amazing too. _ Yeah, so that's what I do best.
You guys can peep her out. Like I said, beautiful woman. Rell. Go ahead, tell them you ain't giving them shit.
Coming soon.
She said
you can reach me through Jenn, my girl.
You send all your dick pics to Jenn, and she'll send them to Rell.
I'm only gonna send her the good ones, so.
That's right. That's right.
I got her back.
Yes, because they're both single, so they're both beautiful. They're both very cool people. So, Cultured Misfits, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking this time with us. Stay tuned for the next episode, and make sure you are subscribing, and you're sharing, and you're commenting, and you're liking, and you're engaging. And if you do those things, then we will actually create social media accounts for it, and then we can have a real legit place to interact and have fun.
Send us topics that you would like for us to discuss, stories, anything.
Yeah, or even like if you need advice, you need advice questions, and you can either Jenn or I, or at djsilk on Instagram. At djsilk, just hit me the DM. I do respond. So, ladies, do you have anything else to say, Rell?
No, that's it.
That's it. Jenn Amazing.
Nothing. I'm just excited.
Oh, she's gonna change her panties later.
Hey.
Oh, no.
That's not. I'm not judging. This is judgment free. This is a judgment free space place. So, anyway, thank you guys for taking the time to chill with us. And until the next time, this is the Cultured Misfit Podcast. Bye.
Bye.